If you're posting consistently on social media and not generating free leads, you're doing the same thing that 90% of agents continue to do wrong. But don't worry, because I'm going to break down not only the 4 critical mistakes most agents are making, hence why they're not getting leads from their content, but I'm also going to break down very simple, quick fixes that you can do today to start to see an immediate change in how your content converts. Now, number 4 is not only the biggest mistake, but it's also the easiest to fix and is going to make the biggest difference in your business today. Now, at the end, I'm also going to break down the sequence of how to properly understand how to convert leads on Instagram and YouTube in an entire workflow so that visually you can understand how this works. This is going to be a game changer for your content, so let's dive in. So why are you not generating leads from your content? Now, mistake number 1 is posting for views instead of posting for clients. A lot of agents are wondering why the only other people that are following them are other realtors. And that's because if you look at their content, it's catered toward what other agents would want to engage with. They're posting things that are trendy, they're posting dances, they're posting, viral audios and things like that, or little quirks of the industry. So for example, a lot of people are going to create content about the life of a realtor and things you run into as a realtor. And that's fine, but the only people that are really going to engage with that are other realtors because the general public doesn't understand that. They can't relate to it. They don't understand industry jargon. And that's a really critical one, is avoid industry jargon. This is massive because what it does is if you start to post content that is hyper specific to what only other agents would understand, it's going to alienate the general public and thus it's not going to connect with them and they're not going to engage with it. And when they don't engage with it, that shows Instagram that your content is meant for other agents, not potential buyers and sellers. So what do we do in order to overcome that? Well, you want to post content for clients, and I'm going to give you a very important tip here that will make a massive difference in your business. So you can start to see very popular videos like, what does a certain price point get in your city? Moving to your city, read this before you do. This is going to be relocation type content. You want to talk like a guide, not a real estate agent that is converting other real estate agents. And what does this refer to? You want to become a local resource. This is where a lot of agents go wrong, is they're posting content for the 1% of the population. And this is people ready to move now. But what about the 99% who aren't in the process of making a decision as to whether or not they should be buying, selling, investing, or relocating now? What they're looking for, the 99%, is a local resource. So what kind of content would this be? This is going to be things like restaurants. This is going to be things like local events, things to do, and anything that is going to be shareable with the general public. And if you start to do that, you're going to overcome the issue that a lot of agents face, which is that they are constantly getting in front of other realtors instead of getting in front of the general public. So let's go to mistake number 2. This is a huge one, which is a lot of agents are sharing facts with no context. And sometimes this is just because they don't even understand the context. But if we look at this, a lot of agents will make posts about, rates hitting 6.8%, inventory is rising. Remember, when we go back to the industry jargon, what does that mean? You have to think from the consumer's perspective and say, if I didn't know anything about real estate, what does rates hitting 6.8 mean? What were they before? What did that mean? What does this mean for me if I'm buying? What does it mean for me if I'm selling? Is it good news, bad news? So if you look at this, teach through stories. Storytelling is the most important skill. Facts tell, stories sell. So instead of doing, rates just hit 6.8%, you could say, my client panicked over the rates. Here's how we got creative. So my client was a buyer. They panicked over the rates hitting 6.8%. but here's what we did. And if you start to share real world examples or even just add context, be like, hey, rates just hit 6.8%. Here's what it means if you're buying, and here's what it means if you're selling. Plain and simple. But the more context you give and the less industry jargon you leave people hanging with, the more your content is going to convert. Because also, when you start to address how it applies to buyers and sellers, it also allows you to control the narrative. And when you control the narrative, you could say, hey, here's how it applies to buyers and why it's a good thing if you're in this position. Here's how it applies to sellers and why it's a good thing if you're in this position. Because the market is always going to be good for somebody. It is your job as the industry expert to identify who it's good for so that you can always have a positive spin for somebody from the narrative, right? Another common one you can see here is going to be, this couple thought they were priced out of the market. Here's what we found, because what you're seeing in some markets right now is that properties are selling massive over list price, and so many buyers are sad and disappointed. Oh my gosh, I can't go that far over list price. I'm not going to be able to get my dream home. Well, if you have a story where somebody that you helped got their dream home despite the current market, share that. Because that's going to allow other people that are facing that same situation to connect with you. So stories build connection. And it also shows your expertise. It positions you as the authority, which is going to, again, make more people want to reach out to you. Because if you can share a story of somebody that dealt with a certain situation and other people can relate to that situation and say, wow, I'm dealing with that too, but they figured it out. That's going to make them want to reach out to you. And the mistake number 3, this is critical before we go to the most important one. So mistake number 3 is going to be no structure. When you look at these algorithms on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or any social media posts, people always say, and this is something really interesting, it's going to be a good takeaway for you. People say that there is a short attention span. Right? You've probably heard about this. Based on today's world, everybody has such a short attention span. I think that's wrong. Let me explain. I think instead of a short attention span, it's a short interest span. And the reason being is because you've probably found yourself time and time again watching specific types of videos and you just start doom scrolling and you watch them to the end. Well, it's not that you have a short attention span, because if you did, you wouldn't watch it to the end. You just keep scrolling. But you find yourself binging content that you're interested in. Now, the formula in order to get people interested in your content is going to be what you see right here. So there is a science to this, but again, I think it's a massive misconception that people have a short attention span. It's just that with the overwhelm of content that we continue to receive from Netflix, from the news, from social media, people are less interested in boring stuff because there's more options. So when you start looking at the hook, value, call to action, or the HVC framework, this is the framework that you want to use for all of your content. It's very simple. And why does this lend itself to what I said up here about a short interest span? Well, if you do a proper hook, that gets people interested in it. If you deliver value in a solution, lesson, tip format, meaning, here's 5 things to do this weekend, or here's 5 things a buyer didn't know about the current interest rates, or any sort of list or any sort of tip strategy that people would be interested in, guess what that does? Your hook gets people interested, the value keeps people interested, and then the call to action converts. So again, it's just keeping people interested throughout your content, and the easiest way to do that is to follow a framework that's been proven time and time again to work for everybody, right? And a lot of people overcomplicate the hook because they're making it seem like it's this mythical thing. The hook is just to get people interested. right? That's all that it is. So when you hear time and time again people saying that you need to hook people within the first 3 seconds on Instagram or TikTok, it's because you immediately want to get them interested in the rest of the video and then keep them interested as well. So now let's talk about part number 4. So like we talked about, most people are invisible outside of real estate. When I look at their Instagram profile, for example, right, and let me draw this out to you because I really wanted to make sure that you understand this. If we look at somebody's Instagram profile like this, it's got their little headshot here. Here is going to be their bio. You've got their highlights like this. And then down here, you're going to have posts, right? 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to see the remainder, which you can scroll, right? 1, 2, 3. Now, why did I focus on 1, 2, 3? This is going to be an absolute game changer for you because you can see that the average agent only posts listings and no human connection. It looks like a homes and land magazine. Well, people can't connect with properties. They connect with other people. So how do you do that? Well, when we start to look at this, you have passions, hobbies, struggles, showcasing your journey. And for me, you could see, if you go to my Instagram, what is in these first 3 photos? You will be able to tell without scrolling immediately what I care about. In photo number 1, it is me buying my mom her dream car. In photo number 2, it is me taking a young kid with terminal brain cancer for a drive in my Lamborghini. And then number 3 is taking my parents on their dream vacation to Hawaii. So what does that mean? Well, you can immediately tell from the first 3 photos exactly what I care about. I love to be able to spoil my family, so I bought my mom a dream car, and my family is everything to me, so I took them on their dream trip. I love using my vehicle to be able to make a positive impact on other kids, so I post that. So immediately, from the first 3 photos, you can tell exactly who I am without scrolling. If you do that, it's gonna make a massive difference in converting your content, because if people start to see all of the things that you post and then they come to your profile and they see who you actually are, instead of them having to make assumptions, it is going to drastically increase your conversion. So show what makes you memorable. Show your passions, hobbies, show what you love and how that ties into real estate. This is going to be the game changer that starts to exponentially increase your content so that when people find you, they like what you're all about. So now let's talk about converting, right? This is how we convert on Instagram. So when we look at this formula, it's pretty simple. You want to focus on Instagram Reels. Why? Because video connects much deeper than generic posts, similar to why photos of properties, unless you're just listing it, just selling it, showing that for credibility, that's fine. You want to include that there. But you don't want it to be everything, right? If your profile is just littered with Canva graphics and static images, nobody can connect with that. So you want to put a focus on video. Now, after video, you want to connect it to something like ManyChat. ManyChat is going to be like an AI integration. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to say, hey, if you like this value-driven post that I shared about the top things to do here, DM me the word event and I'll send you a list of all of the upcoming events this week in your city. Or if you do a video about what $500,000 gets you in your market, just say, comment the word buy, and I'll send you all of the hottest properties under $500,000 in your market. And what that's gonna do is it's going to drive traffic to you to generate leads from your content. And the craziest part is to connect to ManyChat, this takes seconds to do. To create lead magnets, this takes minutes to do with AI. And if you want to know and see tutorials on how to use ManyChat properly, just drop a comment below. Let me know that you want to see things on ManyChat, and make sure you subscribe because I will actually do that if you decide to comment on that. So now when it comes to YouTube, a little bit different, but if we come down to YouTube, we could start to see there are some similarities. But with YouTube, we want to obviously do a long form video. And this is usually going to be 8 to 12 minutes. You want to do all of the links in your description. So the links in your description, when you look at a YouTube video, you're going to have, somebody watching your video up here. It's going to have the description right below. So if this was the video itself, right, a little play button in there, you're going to have the description below. The very first thing you want to do in the description is you want to have your contact information. And then after people reach out to you, and they're going to reach out to you either from like Calendly, email, or phone. You can also provide lead magnets, and this is going to be things like buyers, sellers, or relocation guides. And again, the best part is that takes minutes to create, leveraging artificial intelligence if you know what you're doing. And again, if you want to see tutorials on how to actually create lead magnets and leverage ManyChat in order to deliver and convert immediately with your content, let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this video. Drop a comment and I'll make sure that I create those tutorials in the coming weeks just for you. So if you have any other questions about converting on social media, again, just let me know in the comments because we do respond to 100% of them. But it's very simple. You just have to focus on doing the right things. And as you can see, there's really only 4 critical mistakes. And the best part is they're incredibly simple to fix. Now, if you want to see how to leverage YouTube in order to generate consistent leads, check out this next video because I break down how to crack the algorithm and how to pretty much guarantee that your content turns into consistent closed deals.